Right, everyone. How's everyone doing? Everyone been good? Had a little break?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a big break.
Yeah? Ali, you good?
Good, good. Just a standard day in lockdown.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Samad?
Oh, you didn't ask me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
are.
just asked you.
I'm good, by the way.
Good, good, good. Topic of the day: aliens.
Aliens.
Do they
Well, I'm
exist?
just gonna quickly ask Ali. I don't know his opinion. Ali, do you believe in
Oh,
aliens?
well, it's not something I actually. It's one of
Okay.
those I don't really know, but I definitely think there's something like because the fact that the whole universe isn't discovered, I think there's stuff out there that we definitely don't know about. So I wouldn't discredit it.
I love that statement. What about you, Samad?
I just want to ask you, are we talking about aliens as in illegal immigrants or
Nah,
UFOs?
we're talking
No,
about
we're not talking
UFOs
about
and
you,
that.
bro. We're talking about like the actual ones, like
Yeah, the UFOs and stuff. You know,
yeah,
I've got a passport. What do you mean?
yeah. Whatever
And
helps
no
you
one said
sleep
you
at
hadn't.
night.
I
Pakistani
think
passport.
I
That's the
think
one that you.
if anything, yeah, it's you can't really say aliens don't exist because there's such a huge chance. I mean, the universe is ever expanding, so there's always got to be a chance. Humans exist. Maybe there's a extra. How do you say the word? Extraterrestrial life
Extraterrestrial.
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Life out there somewhere that could be more advanced, or even just a microorganism. So there is some form of alien, I believe.
There's got to be. Yeah.
That's so true. The microorganism thing, because the definition of an alien isn't. It's not like the stereotypical like a green object, is it? It can
Yeah.
Yeah,
literally be a
like Paul.
microorganism.
Yeah, like an alien doesn't need to be a complex organism, does it? An alien just needs to be another organism, an
Yeah, it's like a
extraterrestrial organism.
robot. A robot doesn't need to be a big metal thing that moves.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that's not a robot. Well, it
Yeah.
is a robot, but that's not the only version of a robot.
Like I come on, yeah. Like Sam had said, with the size of the universe and everything, there's got to be at least a small little organism somewhere off planet. You know.
Jay,
Yeah.
drop some quantum mechanics on our head.
Drop
go
some
on.
quantum mechanics. All right.
Right,
So
That's what we're here for.
quantum mechanics and stuff. Essentially, there's a theory called the many worlds theory, which basically says, okay, and this is most likely to be the correct interpretation of quantum mechanics, basically says that everything with a wave function, which is everything in the universe essentially, can and will do everything that it possibly can. For example, um, there's a world out there in which I would be a billionaire, or perhaps this world. You know, you never know.
So is
Um,
that the idea of parallel universes? That's the idea of parallel
essentially,
universes.
but not necessarily even parallel universes, just multiple universes. They don't necessarily need to be parallel
And
universes.
on one of them, there must be aliens. Obviously, that's a mad statement, but yeah. Oh, you know how I
Well,
think of it.
yes, yes, but
Y-
essentially that also means that on one of them we could be the only thing as well.
Oh, so on Earth, we could be the only thing you like something. You know?
Well, the whole universe has a single wave function because and if that means that it splits off constantly into loads of different worlds every second and stuff, that means that there is a world out there in Hilbert space. That's what we call the space with loads of different worlds. There's a world out there where there's a universe out there, sorry, where only humans and like species on Earth exist. There's no other aliens or anything like that. So,
But
but
hear me
that's
out
very
on this
unlikely,
bit.
extremely unlikely.
We know for a fact that if there was aliens, they're like 10 times, they're like a million times smarter than us, and their
Mm-hmm.
capabilities are like crazy compared to ours. So imagine, you know, the way we look at animals.
Yeah.
We don't look down on them, but we clearly know we can do more than them,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah,
our abilities are higher. So do you not think there's something that looks apart from God? Would you not think there's some other species on the planet that looks at us and be like, look at these guys? Like we look at, let's say, a squirrel or like a dog. Like a dog can't actually speak. We don't not necessarily
yeah,
look
yeah.
at a dog as dumb. We don't look at a dog as dumb, but dogs aren't as clever as us because they can't speak. They can't actually
I
speak
agree with you, but what makes you so confident that aliens going to be much more smarter than we are?
Well, if you think
because we
about
haven't
it,
seen them.
hold on,
Because
hold
we
on,
haven't
hold
seen
on.
them.
Ali,
But you
if you
don't
think
know
about
how
it,
smart they are.
Oh, they're
Ali,
geniuses.
do we all believe that aliens could be real?
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about this? The universe itself was created 13.8 billion years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we've only come into existence in the recent 2000 years.
Yeah.
And we've, according to Darwin, theory of evolution, we've evolved into a more clever species, haven't we?
Yeah.
So if we do believe that aliens are real, then perhaps they would have been uh, created before us and probably evolved much faster with a lot more time, if you know what I mean.
The best
Yeah,
conversation is
true,
about the
that's
pyramids,
true.
the Egyptian pyramids. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
impossible. They're impossible to build with purely humans.
That technically, but if they evolved on Earth, that wouldn't be an alien. That would just be another species on Earth.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the universe itself, it could be on a different planet.
Oh
They've
yeah,
had a lot more time to evolve, if you
yeah.
know what I
Yeah,
mean.
and I believe that they come here because let's talk about Bob Lazar. So
Bob Lazar.
basically, there's a man called Bob Lazar, and he used to work in Area S4. So originally, when he came out saying he worked in Area S4, which was connected to Area 51, people didn't believe him. And then obviously, a few years later, crazily, it came out and Area S4 was a real thing. And he's come out and said that where he was working, they were building UFOs and they were creating all types of forces, which they were doing sorts of science which people believed to be impossible. And he said the UFOs, he didn't call it a UFO, they're I'm not sure what they're called, but non-identifiable objects, I think, something along those lines. He went inside of them once. The peak height in the middle is half the size of a human. So who are they building these? Why are they building these things in the Area 51 area?
These
Area 51 area.
aircrafts, who are
Yeah,
they
exactly,
building them for?
exactly. And there's a video
yeah.
of this aircraft going in the sky, and the way the aircraft changes direction is never seen before. We still can't do
That
this to date.
yeah, I've seen that before.
We
Although
still
that
can't change
Well,
direction in
like
that way.
that video
leading on from
was
that.
the. Sorry,
Yeah, go
Ali,
on,
carry
Jake.
on.
And that's fine. You say first.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that video, like, yeah, but that was like released by the U.S. government. Granted, quite a few years later, that video was, but when they released it, they admitted like, yeah, this is a UFO. We don't know what this could possibly be, you know. So
And what's interesting about it is why I think it's quite believable. When Bob Lazar went with his friends, these friends that went, they don't get along anymore. Yet they all will still say that they saw what they saw that night, and what they saw that night, they can't explain what they saw. They didn't understand how it was happening,
Yeah,
and
like
they
there's
don't
definitely
like each other, so they don't need to agree with each other. They could just disprove each other for the sake of it, but they chose not to because clearly they believe there's a deeper reason, and it's necessary to have that out in the world. That's why he came out in the first place, because he believed it's almost criminal for the world not to know that there's UFOs.
yeah. I think we can all accept that there's people in the world that know a lot more about creatures and stuff that probably there is evidence that they exist. They're just that information's held from like the general public. So
Yeah,
even like this whole idea, yeah, like the fact we even have this image of like whether it's real or not, there's an image in our head that this alien sort of idea exists, whether it's like a
yeah,
character or a real thing.
doesn't come from
That's come
nowhere.
from somewhere. Like even look all these movies, yeah, like for example, like Independence Day, they're way too creative for just like a man to think of it. Like I think
Exactly.
there are people in this world that definitely know of the existence of this, which even like like things like mermaid stuff, whether these things are real or not, people got the idea from this from somewhere. It's not all these things can be just made by like
Yeah,
someone
exactly.
creating
You
it.
know what?
No one's
Yeah,
that creative.
breaking that down to like the bare basics. Someone, someone initially came up with the idea of I don't know whether you'd call it mutating or evolving, but yeah, you're doing that to a human. So even coming up with the idea of an alien, like I don't think that can just come to your head
To
if
be
there was
fair,
no relation.
have you seen the film Paul with Simon Pegg?
I
yeah,
haven't.
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
In that film, yeah, they discover an alien, which is quite a cliche looking alien, bald
Yeah.
head, quite large head, small body.
Yeah.
And what I do remember him saying is that he would tell film creators stories and uh how would I say, like He would
Is
give
this
them
is this the
inspiration
director?
for their films. No, no,
Who
I'm
would?
talking about the Paul character itself. He
Oh
could.
yeah.
He said
Oh, okay.
he would tell directors and film producers inspirations for their films that they would later go on to create for a large audience.
Yeah, because like you can make so much money. Like if they think these are ideas and they keep them, there's someone that knows about it that the public don't know. It's like a massive storyline that can
But the
create out of
thing is,
nowhere.
there's making money, but then there's also losing money because which I believe is the main reason why we haven't been told. I think of course it's America who hold the most information. And they haven't told us because just look at the way the world dealt with COVID. Imagine finding out there's a new species which are smarter
Yeah,
than us.
yeah. I was gonna say like leading on, like we all think they're
It would
smarter
be a
than us.
shambles.
It
No, I'll
makes you
tell you
wonder.
why they're
Think
smarter than us. Because there has to be something smarter than us. There's always levels above. Like there's always a level higher, whether you think it or not.
yeah, and the fact
With
that it's
that
keep
logic,
it's
though,
hidden.
where does it end though? That's the only problem with that. Like
And God,
they can't.
but that's obviously different. That's like whether you
But
believe in God or not. But
yeah, but I'm saying like in
species
a
terms,
physical state, in a physical
I
state.
think aliens. I think aliens are the most advanced species.
Yeah, but there again, if we don't know everything about aliens, there must be loads of other stuff out there that we don't know about even. There might be things
Exactly.
like 10 times more intelligent than aliens. Like there's
But
different levels. Like
but
we
you
know
know
a
why I
small
think
bit of the
aliens are the
universe.
most intelligent? Because
Why?
okay, of course, this is no facts here. There's no facts here. This is all allegedly. But I believe that they've communicated with humans. I think one thing I know for definite is, the presidents, they don't know anything in comparison to. There's someone above them. There's a real like. Try and make this make sense. The president is not actually the president. There's someone above him who knows a lot more.
Yeah, he's
Do you
just
get
the
me in that
face
sense?
for the
Yeah, he's
information
just the
coming out.
face, and he
As
doesn't know
in the
half the
puppet
things.
master,
Yeah, I've
It may
literally
not
thought
even
that.
be a single person. It could be
There's
a
yeah,
group
a
of people.
secret society, perhaps.
Yeah.
but there's always going to be one person who knows the most. There's going to be that one person who's communicating the most with this
Yeah,
with the aliens, if there are aliens.
it's never going to be the person that is known. There's always other people to take all like the
Kind of take
blame for this and
yeah,
that, while there's
yeah.
someone behind like ticking over, giving them the information, like plotting everything they want to happen.
100%.
Yeah, that could be possible. That
I did want to mention that in recent news in December, actually, an ex-Israeli officer or some sort. I'll have to research it further, but
Yeah,
he did state that that aliens are real and there is a galactic federation.
that actually makes sense. The Galactic Federation part, like you can understand that.
It's also just a fancy term for what we already think exists, like this group of aliens that are like
sounds very
have a lot more
sci-fi,
information
doesn't
than us.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's
Sounds
always a
very Rick and
UFO.
Morty.
Yeah, it sounds very Rick
Yeah.
and Morty.
Facts. Rick and Morty.
Now,
Rick and Morty. No, when basically in 2016, when Jimmy Kimmel asked Hillary Clinton in an interview about UFOs, she corrected his terminology like very quickly. She said, there's a new name. It's an unexplained aerial phenomenon, UAP. So that's what they call them now, UAP. And Hillary Clinton came out and said that she was so quick to say there's a new name. So
Sounds a bit pre-prepared.
if there's a name for it, no, but even if it is pre-prepared, the fact there's even a name for UFOs, I think you wouldn't give a name.
Yeah.
You don't give a name to nothing. You give a name to something.
It's an accepted theory. Not even a
there
theory.
needs to be something to give a name
accepted
to.
fully.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
Okay, let's kind of change it a bit. Let's say that there are aliens here on Earth, right? And we can't see them and stuff. What kind of roles do you reckon they play in our civilization if they were here?
Do you know, genuinely, I think they just watch us. I
Like
don't
observe,
think
research and stuff.
I don't think they'll be that interested in us.
they're
they'll be
interested
living
in
their
us
own
the
life.
way we're interested in animals. We just watch them.
Yeah,
And you'd be like,
we'll
oh,
be like an
look at them.
experiment for them to just learn from.
So what you're saying
'Cause
is
what-
Earth is a human zoo?
Wow,
Maybe.
you know what? You put that in great
You
words.
put it in perspective.
No, low key. I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying, isn't it? Because I think things that we've achieved, and we're, oh, wow, we've achieved this. Aliens look at it and like, wow, so we did that a couple hundred years ago. We had that. You know, I literally think it's like that.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But I don't.
Why do you, that's why I think the US
in the same
government is
respect-
cooperating with them.
In the same respect, though, I don't think we should undermine our own achievements. Though, to be fair, I mean, we've achieved quite a bit as a civilization and stuff. But also, we've done a lot of bad things.
I
as
think
well.
relatively
But
though.
relatively,
Right? Yeah,
I think if you
exactly.
compare it
Jay,
to
no
what
one, no one's
exists-
saying what we did is not good.
yeah,
I'm
of
just
course,
saying.
of course, of course.
Okay,
relative
Jay,
to-
you know, okay, Jay, you know when a squirrel hides an acorn in the ground, they're probably like, "This is class. Like, look how we figured this out." But what is it to us?
that's
You've put a
nothing.
knot, yeah, exactly, under some
at
soil.
the same time,
There we go.
at the same time, when we see a dog respond to us saying something, we're impressed with the dog though. So perhaps aliens are impressed.
I don't know,
with
man.
some of
I
the
think
stuff that
I
we do.
think
I think
that's
that's because
more
people have
from
emotional
what
connections
we-
with dogs, so it's more
Yeah, it's more
impressive.
from what we expect. We don't expect much from them, whereas we expect more from humans. And I think relatively, from where we were probably
but-
200 years ago to now, it's big. But in comparison to
From that same
what else could
standpoint,
exist
though,
out there,
from that same standpoint, do you think aliens expect much from us?
No,
no.
They
that's
What
why I
if
think
it's
they're
not
not
us?
purpose.
with the
That's why
dogs
they're not
Yeah.
with us.
No, but think about it. What if it's not us that they're here for? What if there is a resource on
exactly.
Earth that aliens need?
If they didn't expect anything from us, why would they be here to research us?
No, well, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think they are researching us.
I saw our land.
I think they just know more than us. So, we're trying to cooperate with them and get. That's the that's what happens these days. People literally get killed for information. The FBI kill people purely because they know that these people have information and they may release it to the public. These people get killed, their families get killed for information. So, cooperate for information. It's the most important thing on the planet.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, like I mentioned about
Whoa.
the mermaid thing. I think about 10 years ago there was quite a lot of information coming out saying whether you believe it or not is up to debate. There's a lot of information about mermaids being real. All these videos.
Is this
coming out.
serious, Ali?
Yeah. But like, obviously, a lot of people think it's fake. But all these big researchers were coming out saying, yeah, this is real. They're saying they're going to continue research. Since that came out originally, it's all been shut down and like nothing else has come out since then.
You know, I don't want to sound crazy. Okay.
If you search on YouTube, it's still there, the videos.
I think 98% of the ocean is yet to be discovered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with anything. I'm just saying that there could be something that resembles a mermaid in somewhere in that 98%, and you can't say no and you can't say yes.
Yeah.
So you may as well just
If
be in
you
the
look at-
open.
Could be something that has a sort of resemblance. I doubt there's something that is.
Exactly. I don't think
quite
it will be a
literally-
human with a fish tail.
Yeah.
No, but I'll be honest.
I believe-
After this, go and look at the videos. It literally looks like what you'd say like this crazy sort of human face, like a scary human face with like web-like hands. It literally looks like a human, like from a different form. It doesn't look like a completely different species.
Do you know what I always think interesting about that? Is you know how there are genuinely some human beings who are born with webbed hands and webbed feet?
Yeah, exactly.
That's quite interesting because
True.
I don't know. It's whether you believe in evolution or not, but that says something
I think
we literally.
the point of evolution, though, when we look at all the facts and stuff, evolution does seem to be the case. I don't think there's anything that can really disprove evolution. You know.
Now, to be
I think we all believe it to a certain
fair,
extent.
let's not delve too much into evolution. But I'm just thinking more in the case of when Ali said, "What did you say, Ali? Web-like hands." You said.
Yeah, like literally.
And some humans are born
human.
with it, so surely there may be people who resemble human beings with genuine full web-like hands. You know,
Yeah,
like
we're able to
it
live
wouldn't
underwater.
amaze. It would amaze me, but it wouldn't. Oh my god, that 98% of the ocean, we just haven't discovered it. I know we can't because I think with water pressure and things like that. But come on, if we can go to the moon, sure we can go to bottom of the ocean. Some, get a bit deeper.
Enough. Yeah, if we put enough money into research and
But why don't we? Why don't we put
And-
anything into underwater research?
Yeah,
Exactly. I think
I
you
think
made
they're
the
scared.
point.
I genuinely believe they're scared of what's in there. I think
Or
the
they've already
government,
done it.
FBI, everything.
They've already done
Yeah.
it. They don't want us to know what they found. So
Do
they've
you know? Because
apparently only discovered 2%, but really we don't know what they've discovered.
do you know why? Because I believe there's not one animal on Earth that humans need to be afraid of technically. Because obviously we don't condone it, but we see lions getting killed, cheetahs getting killed. They're like the most dangerous animals getting killed. I think they found something even more dangerous in the ocean. Arjun used to tell me about this. It's called the megalodon shark. If you search the megalodon shark,
yeah.
it's apparently
It's
the
a
word?
massive shark.
It's ridiculous. Like it's
It's
three times the size of
it's
a.
much bigger
Yeah.
than whales and stuff, but it was a real thing. It was around in like dinosaur ages and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's thought to be
but they say it's
extinct.
not here anymore.
Yeah.
But who's to say it's not in the 98% that hasn't been discovered yet?
Yeah, exactly. Possibly. Yeah.
What would you rather? They discover the 98%, or they discover more into space? Would you rather find out there's aliens,
I'd
or
rather
would you
find
rather
out there's
find out
aliens.
that there's something
Well, out of
crazy in the
interest
water?
or out of actual purpose in life?
I'd say
Interest, no, your personal interest.
yeah. Well, yeah,
Interest
actually,
would be
yeah.
aliens, but in terms of what we need to know, the sea life's actually in our world.
Do you know why aliens is so interesting? Is because, of course, they can help us so much. But what can we give them in exchange? What do we have that they don't? There must be something here, but we need to figure that out.
For some, it depends on the alien. Like I would have said I'd prefer to, I don't know, discover aliens and stuff rather than the 98% of the ocean, because we're carbon-based life forms, all right, which means that we have advantages in some ways of survival and disadvantages in other ways. But if we were to meet aliens that were perhaps silicone-based or something else that we haven't even comprehended yet, we could learn incredible amounts from them, and they could learn incredible amounts from us just by observing each other and how the body works and learning about it and all of that stuff.
I think it's more. I think we're more likely to find something underwater before you see an alien in real life. I think they're too clever. One, they're too clever. Secondly, they're not going to believe they need much off us. And thirdly, there's no need. Like, we know they're real. Like, I believe
but
there's no option. They're real 100%. So
you
let's
know
go
how you
find
say-
something in the ocean, because the US, they don't want to tell us. God knows when they're going to tell us.
Yeah, but you know how you say, like, we all know, we've all accepted, like, in this podcast that they're more intelligent than us, but we have the knowledge that they are yet to. Well, they might have discovered some of it. We don't know, but like, let's just assume they're yet to discover it. So that's literally the only thing we can offer them is, let's say they want a certain resource or a certain bit of information. That's all we can offer them. So it's all about really what they actually want out of us. Do they want?
Wait, Ali, let me
us,
ask
or
you
they
a
want the
question.
land? Yeah, go on.
You know the Egyptian pyramids? They can't be built by human beings. Like, you can't. The way they made the bricks, perfect and everything. So, do you think they made it by themselves, or do you think they had help?
Well, the thing is, yeah, like there's even if you go back in time, there's certain things you can't trace back to. Like people say this existed, that existed. There's certain things that you can't literally prove. It's all based on testimony. You believe it because someone else has told you in history. So I think there's a good chance.
With the pyramids, you can go and see the pyramids, and you can see
exactly.
the difference between the one that were built hundreds of years ago, and you can see the man-made ones.
Yeah.
There's
so
no similarity. They're shambles.
If as humans we've developed to such an extent, we can like look at science how we developed. If we've done that to a certain extent, why is what we can create in terms of that sort of like the pyramids, for example, why are they way more developed than what we can do now? If it's humans.
Yeah, exactly, because it wasn't humans. The humans had help. You know who I think's the most sus out of everything is the Egyptians. I'm telling you, they won some crazy stuff. I'm telling, just know they were. These guys are in tombs, man. Like back in the day, how did you even make a tomb back in the day?
Unless
The-
like
These guys
the
knew what they were doing.
unless the evolution bit is the certain things that were suited to humans to develop and evolve to survive were like counteracted by the things that like certain things like making pyramids might not have been probably wouldn't have been essential to survive. So in
You know what?
evolution, you gained other things but
But
lost
we
other
really
things.
have to see these pyramids. They could not be built by humans.
Yeah. So
I
maybe
think
like they
I
lost the
think
skill.
I think they
I don't
had
know.
they had technology that were way beyond their time, and they had access to this technology, and
But
it,
we
it
can't use
made
it
them
now, though.
smarter.
It's just lost in
But
time.
we don't have this technology now, though.
Maybe
Well,
because it's not the right time or the
well,
right
to be
people.
fair, you're not actually allowed to go very far into the pyramids. Perhaps that
Oh no.
technology is down there into the pyramids. You never know.
Yeah,
I think that's part of the reason. I think a lot of the reason is also superstitious as to why you can't go in the pyramids.
True, yeah, a lot of it
Because
can be super.
obviously there is a belief that Tutankhamun actually, like he died in there, didn't he? So his body's there.
Yeah,
It was in the
body,
tomb. So I see that side because whether you believe that or not, it's I think morally, if you know someone was buried there, it's a disrespect to treat it as like you don't
Yeah.
actually. I think I
Mm.
don't think you need to argue that too much. It would be a disrespect
Yeah, I
technically.
think you can accept that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
But you're not even allowed cameras out though. You're not allowed cameras out in the
Yeah,
pyramids. When you
yeah,
go on a
we've been
tour, you're not
asked.
allowed cameras out.
Yeah,
What's the reason for that?
No one knows.
yeah, there could be like
They just
There must be
they
some
just
reason.
tell you off really badly.
yeah.
Joe Weller said he had his cameras out and they forced him to put it down and yeah.
Well, is that just to keep it exclusive? Like you have to be there to see it, or like there must be
Well,
something they
I,
say.
no, I don't think it's that.
Sounds a bit too sus then.
because
I think it's
Not good
because
reasons.
imagine something gets caught on camera. I think it's that something gets caught on camera. They analyze it. They go deeper into
Analyze
it.
it. Yeah.
Waves, etc.
I've got a question. Going back onto the relative intelligence between humans and aliens and stuff. Do you think the human brain has the capability to be to know as much or to become as smart as what we perceive these
Do you know
advanced
what?
aliens to be?
I think it does. I think it requires a lot of training because I think if we even tried to consume the information that aliens could consume effortlessly, nonchalantly, we literally pass out. I don't think our brains could take it. I think do you understand what I mean? The brain can take it, but then it can't.
Yeah,
So it's literally just like
it's not used
lifting
to.
100 kg
as in
weight. You
yeah.
could do it if you
If you
train for
die.
it. If
So
you train
we
for it,
have the potential, but not exactly the means.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, like
I
your
think
brain's probably got the ability, the capacity, but your body can't function in a way to let your brain reach that
exactly. I
potential.
think what everyone
You have
knows
energy
how
in you.
insane the brain is. How the
yeah.
brain.
The brain's extremely complex, but it's also quite inefficient. I think if we were if we were able
Yeah.
to improve its efficiency, we could be much smarter. But its efficiency, sorry, will only be improved by the person and through evolution and stuff. You know, so I think we do have the capability. It takes time.
I believe it's a sense of organization. Our mind just certain humans' minds just can't organize. Such large amounts of information in a correct way for them to because what it is, humans get scared when they can't comprehend something. So imagine giving them so much information which they can't comprehend. They're going to be the brain's going to malfunction, and they'll just end up dying.
Yeah.
That's literally the short way of saying it. I think that would happen, but I think aliens have mastered the ability to consume amounts of information which humans can't imagine anytime soon.
But do you think they mastered that ability, or it's just like innate, just built in within them?
Well, like
That's a
Sam had
question.
said,
That's a
They're
good
just born with
question.
it.
like Sam had said though,
How are they born?
I think
Similar
they
way.
were born
You reckon?
Yeah.
we only evolved a couple thousand years ago, like Sam had said. So what if they actually came about, let's say 1,000,000 years ago or so? I think yeah, they could have been. They at one point they were at the same stage as us, but I reckon it's over so much time they've evolved to become
Oh,
super
okay.
intelligent.
So you think they're just further on in their development in
Yeah,
comparison to
much
our?
further
Guys,
on.
I'll got an even crazier theory. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
All it is.
Go on.
What if we are aliens? What if
Whoa.
the
No,
meteor
I hear that. I
that
genuinely
killed
hear that.
the dinosaurs was
Oh
Adam
my
and Eve?
god, Sam, I was gonna ask about. I was literally just gonna say what, because I was wondering what killed the dinosaurs. Then what actually was it? Can you explain?
A
Ice
meteor.
wasn't it? Ice.
Yeah.
The Ice Age.
Okay.
What if
Oh, we
it
got
was
ice.
It was
actually
a
a pod?
meteor. Yeah.
Ali, where are you getting ice age from? These
No, no,
boys
no,
weren't
no,
on
no.
ice.
He's right. He's right in a
It was
way
the Ice Age.
because
So what was it?
the meteor started off, and then after the Earth cooled
It was
down and
basically two
stuff,
parts.
the
I
Earth
think this
cooled
is
down.
waffle. I think they just got into beef with the aliens, right? And the
The way
aliens just
aliens
came out on
abducted
top.
them, they had enough.
The aliens came
They
out
ran
on
out of
top.
patience.
But we can see that dinosaurs have extremely small brains, and weren't very intelligent. Why would the aliens have beef with such a low life form?
Listen, why was the T-Rex's arm so small? You tell me.
No, we're getting a bit off topic
Yeah,
now.
we're getting very
Think
off
about
topic, yeah.
think about this. Think about this. What if humans had exhausted a planet's natural resources and we decided to move, and the meteor was actually us traveling? We destroyed the dinosaurs and begun next step up evolution.
Nah, but I don't think that could be it, because humans became complex and intelligent beings a couple thousand years ago. Though the demise of the dinosaurs was a couple billion years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't.
Unless we were monkeys.
We were bacteria back then. You know, bacteria wouldn't be able to shoot a meteor or shoot a bomb at a planet. You know, we couldn't. I doubt that that's what it could be.
Now, on a serious level, say if you met an alien, okay, like you came across it, how much would you have to be paid to admit it?
Admit what?
I think it's more about how much you'd get paid not to say anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying
No,
that
no, no,
to
no, no.
everyone.
No one knows that you know. No one knows that you know. But clearly, the FBI find out everything.
You'd
So
be
let's find
scared.
this out.
I don't
But
think you would say
no,
that.
what I'm trying to say is, you've got connection with an alien now. Say, imagine you befriended it. It's all hypothetical, but imagine you befriended the alien. He's willing to tell he, she, whatever they want to be called by. They're willing to tell you things, and vice versa. You exchange knowledge. Of course, you're not. You're not going to tell the FBI because you want to keep that to yourself.
You
And
know
plus,
what?
Considering
if you
you
tell the
think-
FBI, they could come at you and be like, "Why are you snitching on us?"
Yeah, but
Like,
if you think this alien's way more intelligent, you're gonna trust it like that.
No, you know what I do. You know
no,
what I
Ali,
would?
this is why it's hypothetical. I'm saying you literally, this is your friend, like on a sense of you.
Yeah.
Do you trust him
meet him at-
completely?
Yeah.
In this
Yeah,
situation.
Ali. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
just
what
say
you
that.
guys are currently doing is describing ET, alright?
Yeah.
Are you?
No, Ali. Let's say the alien is completely trustworthy. You don't have to worry about that, okay? Because nothing will happen. Okay.
Yeah. The question literally is, are you going to tell the government? That's literally the question.
No, I'll tell you what I'd do.
No.
I'll tell you what I'd do.
No.
I'd ask the
It's not
alien. I would gain loads and loads of knowledge from the alien, right? Then I'd use that knowledge to build myself a spaceship and fly away. That's what I'd do.
Alright, what are you gonna do after that?
Okay, how are you literally going to find these parts? How are you going to
I'll
come?
ask the alien to help me. If the alien's that smart, it'll have like cloaking devices. It'll have ways to get
Jay,
material.
what are you going to do with the
So
alien?
you'd want to live with aliens for the rest of your
No,
life
I'll just fly away to my own planet. I'll fly away to my own planet.
on your own.
Yeah, by myself. You know what I mean?
I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
If you can enjoy that,
What's
then
wrong
fair
with
enough.
that? What's wrong with that?
I
I'll
don't
fly.
want that
I'll
much.
travel through the universe until.
No, see, it's cool, but
On your
I'd
own,
want some
like your
company,
whole
and
life.
secondly, I'd want to come back
If
maybe.
yeah, I can come back whenever.
Because
I've got
what
a
happens is,
spaceship,
Jay,
I
if
can
you
come back whenever.
die, you've never passed this information on then.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, who cares?
Well, then there was no point in gaining the information. The whole point in gaining the information
Well,
is you pass it
well,
down.
no, that depends
From
on
a
the
selfish
person.
point.
No,
Jay, that's such a selfish point of view. I'll be real.
but it may be
Jay's like,
selfish.
I know, but no one else can know.
Well, okay. I tell you what, I can tell you guys because I know you guys aren't gonna snitch. But
Okay,
like,
so right now, Jay, you're just describing Rick and Morty.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying Jay's mind is
Oh.
twisted. He's literally just
Yeah.
thinking, how can I make a Rick and Morty episode? That's what he's thinking.
no, I'm not. actually
Jay's pledging
thinking that.
allegiance to the aliens.
No.
Wait, no, Jay, even if it was a Rick and
Jeez.
Morty episode, Rick would be with Morty. You're going by yourself. What are you gonna do?
Listen, no. But I'm
He's
saying,
like a Morty in one person.
I'd just like to, fly about whenever I want. I'd just like to do whatever. You know what I mean? If you had that
But
kind
what
of
is this
knowledge
whatever,
base,
Jay? What is this whatever?
God,
Free
Jay,
will.
you
describe
name
Just
this
free
one.
will.
you name it, you name it.
You're just gonna bounce on the moon and come back. You're gonna get bored.
Yeah, if I get bored, then I'll just come back home, live a normal
You're gonna be
life.
wearing a helmet 24/7, Jay.
What the hell? Oh, you know the big space. You're on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
space
Say
Jay's
what
gonna
you
be
You're
talking
talking about
about.
spacesuit.
We're talking about
Okay,
helmets.
so say we did discover aliens. Would
Yeah.
we form a galactic federation?
You see,
Jay?
Would we have the Brexit equivalent to an intergalactic parliament?
you see, I.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I
But
think
would
so.
that be good? Would that be good though? Would that be a good move?
I don't know what would be good and what would be bad. Because
I
realistically,
don't think there's any way of having a good move when it comes to. Listen, it's not a good thing to let anyone do whatever they want and have no government at all. But it's also not a good thing to have a governing body governing where you go in the entire universe, because then it restricts freedom. There's no good way of looking at it, you know.
I personally don't believe aliens have any purpose on like with us. I just don't. I just think they're superior to us and they believe that and they know that. So they don't feel the need to come to Earth. Essentially, that's
Well,
what I
there
think.
could be some aliens like that, but then there could be some other aliens on their own planet, just try the same as us, trying to, you know, learn stuff.
So,
Well, is
this
it
is
the
a
main
question.
question? No, not the question. Go on, Ali.
I was gonna say, do you reckon an alien's purpose? Do you like more like a lot of people think animals' purpose on life is for humans, like it's the cycle of nature, like food and resources, stuff like that. Do you reckon
Yeah.
aliens are more towards the purpose of serving humans potentially, but we haven't explored it, or they're
No.
more towards a life like humans, or even like a greater purpose than humans?
Well, what if they're just waiting for the right time to come down and literally use us as their slaves?
Yeah, yeah. So we're like the animals to them.
What if we already are?
Yeah, and we don't know we're doing the work for
Yeah,
them.
we're getting spied on right now.
Yeah.
Like Elon Musk is doing all of the work for them, and he has no clue.
Unless unless we're being manipulated into thinking that space travel is our future, but instead we haven't explored our oceans where there's natural resources which are currently being stolen by the aliens.
So do you know what Sam has done? He smashed it.
He's cracked the
So I
code.
believe.
He's cracked the codes, like the Da Vinci Code.
Chief called.
Cracked it.
Chief called. He said that's it.
All right then, who wants to go swimming?
Nah, but for real, I genuinely think. What if there's a whole like village going on down there in the bottom of the sea, like some actual
Atlantis.
SpongeBob type
Atlantis.
stuff?
A nice little
Yeah.
Atlantis type thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, because sometimes we live like this simplistic like mindset of we have to see everything that's going on. Everything has to be like physical. Like, what's that alien
Yeah.
just bypassing the whole from the top layer of the earth to the ocean, and then just crossing as they will, as they want.
Yeah, to be honest, things tend to come true when you have faith, and faith is believing in something you can't necessarily see.
It's like a supernatural, like things that
Yeah.
literally things you can't see, the intangibles.
Come on, man. There's that Atlantis. Isn't the Dubai? Well, that's where the Dubai hotel was based off. Is it not? You know the one where you're basically underwater, and there's fishes around your room and everything.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's based off.
It's believed that Atlantis was a place above water one time, then it sank. Which I don't know the logistics of that, to be honest. But it's, you know,
No, it's possible. I love the way you said logistics there.
well, it's
Because
possible. It's
you-
possible for an
The
advanced
doability of it.
civilization.
Yeah,
But-
because you'd never think of the word logistics come into that, but it makes sense. Just wouldn't have thought I've heard that ever be said. Fact. Like Zeus. Wait, is Zeus underwater? Like the
Zeus
Zeus.
is a god, a
The Greek
mythical
god.
god.
who's in the water one?
No, Zeus is
Poseidon.
Oh, it's
Poseidon's the
yeah.
Poseidon's not necessarily even underwater. He just controls water.
Let's just go with he's underwater. He lives there. He'd live there technically. Would you rather
Atlantis,
visit?
probably.
Say Atlantis was a thing. Would you rather visit there or the moon?
Ooh,
Atlantis. Not
See,
gonna
I'm
lie.
going
the
Atlantis.
moon's just a rock, to be honest. So I'd rather go Atlantis. I want to see how everything works there, how they're breathing and stuff.
Imagine, like it's it literally would be SpongeBob.
I think I need to have a make-a-wish so I can chill
a
all
whole
day
new
with
world.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
It is a new planet. It is like a different planet. It's
Yeah, it
completely
is.
different to what we're living in.
But
Yeah.
guess what? Instead of looking upwards, we need to be looking down.
Or perhaps both. I think we should put money into both, to be honest. I think we put too much money into the military.
We don't have money. We just make
Do you
it
think
at
there's an
this point.
essential? You think it's essential for us to look into it, or
Yeah, it's
you
our
don't think
country.
there's much?
We don't. Okay, we don't need to.
Building information is part of evolution, so yeah, it's a
Yeah.
need.
Yeah, it is a need. If we want to
He
survive.
smashed it again.
Yeah.
I think the big potential is that one day things that we discover can help us.
Well, they always do. We discover things every
Exactly.
day, and they help us every day.
There we go. So imagine we find that one of the gods, the underwater god, and he just tells us all the ins and outs of water that we never knew.
See, right now we're just describing more science fiction films.
Yeah, that's not even
Yeah,
science
but you
fiction.
know what?
That's
But
that's
do
like,
you know what Bob
Yeah.
Lazar said? You know what Bob
that's
Lazar said, right? So you know this Bob Lazar guy.
Bob who?
Bob Lazar, the
The
guy who
UFO
basically we would have no idea about Area 51 if it wasn't for him.
Okay.
Okay, he said what he saw in Area S4, which is where he was. He said anything you believe to be science fiction is no longer science fiction because they could make it happen in Area 51. He said
Interesting.
that's the type of technology that he saw, which was incapable of. You'd believe that humans were incapable of. And he said he
Yeah,
saw
it's
it
like
all there.
even when you said we're just describing movies at this point, maybe it's just knowledge that's just not out there.
There we go.
Maybe it's
It's just
facts,
ideas.
not fiction.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
what I'm trying to say.
creativity.
Science fiction no longer was science fiction from after what he saw, and you can only go off his word. But I believe, as time passes, we'll find out that he was correct this whole time, because everything he said does seem to come true.
I think
Yeah,
it's
we'll
quite
just
spot
have to
on.
wait for The Simpsons to say something.
There we go.
like for humans,
Have they mentioned aliens yet?
They've mentioned aliens multiple times in episodes. Yeah.
Then there's 100% aliens.
Oh, okay.
That's all the confirmation we needed, really. I don't know why
Yeah,
we did
no.
this.
I was gonna say, like, for humans
Why
to
do we
say
do the podcast?
apparently we only know 2% of the ocean, the same human mind can come up with all these ideas, aliens and this and that. It's a bit if we can physically think that these things are real and we know 2%, there must be at least a capability of them to actually be real.
You know what? I get you, because for our mind to even think of that, it shows our mind's capacity and
So
the
our mind's
ability
got
of the
that
mind.
capacity, but we don't know 98% of things that exist.
What about the Amazon? Even the whole Amazon hasn't been discovered yet, you know.
Yeah,
Amazon. It
so
will
many
be
things.
soon once all the trees are gunned down.
It's a small world, but we know nothing about it.
Wow.
It's quite profound.
Felt that one.
Ali, actually, it's quite profound what you just said.
On today's episode of Morty's Mind Blowers.
Sound like when we were in your head was like a Malteser. Should we end that episode there?
Yeah, okay. All right.
Anyone else got any shout outs?
Any closing thoughts? Anyone?
I think it's quite been a good debate, but I think we all accept that there's definitely potential for it to exist. I think we're more leaning on the side that it probably does exist.
I think right now what we need to do is just prepare to be living in a Futurama-like situation.
One day.
One day.
Your best friend will be a robot.
If you would put a number on it,
alien.
if you would put a number on it in years and monetary terms, what would you say? How many years?
I would. You know what? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the next century.
Yeah, I'd say the next century is actually a valid guess.
No, I'd say a bit over. No, I'd say 3 centuries.
I think the
I'd say
world
a
we're living in
while.
right now is evidence. If someone told you 2 years ago we'd be in a situation when we're in lockdown, can't leave the house, can't do this and that because a virus spread from China to the rest of the world, I don't think you believe that either. So I don't think we can say it's It doesn't have to be too far away.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's as simple as
Things can change rapidly in this world, as we've seen.
I'm not sure who said this, but it was in an interview, and they said if you told someone 50 years ago that you'd be able to talk to your phone, they'd say that's magic. But
Yeah,
look,
to a
you can do it
handheld
now.
device.
You can do it now. You can do it to your watch.
And we wouldn't even say talk to an alien or seeing an alien is magic. We'd say
There
that's
we
more
go.
realistic than what they'd say what they would call that.
There we go. So again, science fiction becomes real life.
So we should end it there.
Shout out Bob Lazar.
Bob
Shout out
Lazar,
Bob
shout
Lazar.
out Bob Lazar.
Big
Shout
up.
out Bob Lazar.
Yo, should I
Some
end
of
it
your shout outs.
there?
Shout out Jeff Bezos. Shout out Jeff Bezos.
Shout out Elon Musk,
Shout out
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
Shout
who's
out
now the
Poseidon.
richest man on the planet, by the way.
Who?
Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out
yeah.
Poseidon. Shout
Really?
out Zeus.
Yeah, it was like probably a week ago.
Oh, that's right. Because
As a release statement.
Because even though Amazon's like the richest company, Elon Musk owns more of his own company.
Oh,
than
okay.
Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos.
Yes. 7th of January. This was announced. Oh, well, also it's
oh.
because of the divorce.
Okay, last final thing, then we can end it. Final thing.
All right.
Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon. His initials is Neil A. What is that backwards?
Neil A. Oh my God. You smashed it. He
Oh.
smashes it every
Is that
time.
mad? That was deep.
I'm just smashing it. I'll be honest. You know, Chief called. He said it's it.
let me stop the recording now.